Alright, we got all the videos. Oh, we have 150 videos. I'm gonna look at one video. Just one tiny one. Just like a test.
This video is brought to you by Mubi.
Oh my god, I already know this one's gonna scare me. Okay, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it. Oh my god.
Internet is that massive computer network. The one that's becoming really big now.
What do you mean? That's big. Wait, how does one? What do you write to it like mail?
No, a lot of people use it and communicate. I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what internet is?
The internet is important. You don't need me, a guy on the internet, to tell you that. Believe it or not, at one point the internet was niche. But now,
Allison,
of course, it is the
you know what the internet
force in our modern society. I mean, you can't really overemphasize how essential the internet is now. But go back 20 or even 30 years ago and things were
1-800 flowers. What the heck is this? You can. What a concept this must have been for people. You can order flowers on the
very
internet.
different. Some knew that this would be a big deal, and some were less certain of how useful the internet could actually be. And so the predictions for this specific topic are a little bit different than those that I've covered in the past few videos. I mean, of course, there was some wacky predictions about mind linking and VR streaming and other stuff that I've mostly already covered. But today,
Good
I want
news,
to stay purely
everyone!
within the
Whoa!
realm of the internet.
Whoa, save $300.
Already covered. But today, I
Whoa, Apple. Whoa.
want to stay purely within the realm of the internet and what people thought it would become. Context is important here. In the 90s and the 2000s, accessing the internet with usable speeds was basically impossible unless you were at home. In fact, a lot of people just weren't using the internet at all. In 1995, only 16 million people were online. That's about half the number of people that bought the most recent Animal Crossing game. But it did grow quickly, and by 1999, that number had exploded to 248 million, which is a lot. I mean, it's pretty close to the number of iPhones that are sold each year. And those that were online weren't getting the best experience.
World!
Almost everybody was using dial-up. That's 56K speeds, 56 kilobits per second. Remember that 1 byte is 8 bits, so this is really slow. Slow enough that to download this image of a JPEG labeled JPEG, it would take 3.5 hours before you were done. To download this song file, it would take 12 days. To download Call of Duty Black Ops, it would take 740 years. These speeds are slow, but file sizes were also much smaller, so it evened out. The expectation of the future was that speeds would increase, but this wasn't quite a guarantee like, say, transistors getting smaller. And the fast speeds of the time, they weren't that fast.
The number one site for games!
And in the early 2000s, broadband was defined as for time.
That was IGN.com. Jesus Christ. Damn, they've come a long way.
Weren't that fast either. And in the early 2000s, broadband was defined as 4 megabits per second, which is about what I had for most of my life, so I guess it, that's fine. Of course, people did things on the internet. It wasn't such a niche club, but overall, the future was, well, uncertain. In 1999, David Bowie famously predicted that the internet would bring about unfathomable changes to everyday life. During the interview, he said, "I don't think we've seen even the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, David
I think
Bowie.
we're actually on the cusp of something exhilarating and terrifying." He also said, "Where the interplay between the user and the provider will be so in simpatico, it's going to crush our ideas of what mediums are all about." The interviewer responded with a very 1999 reply.
It's just a tool, though, isn't it?
No, it's not. No.
The idea that
Oh man, how wrong that man was. Jesus. Oh, David
the
Bowie.
general public would actually want to use the internet in mass was still a very niche idea. The concept that it would become essential, well, that was only held by a select few. Some thought the internet itself was a fad, something that would fail to even captivate the public on the level of radio or television. In 1995, Newsweek published an article claiming the internet was just that, another box of empty promises that would soon be forgotten as we return to the old ways. Digital futures would be uncanny to the public. People didn't want to learn online, and information was hard to come by
learn
anyway.
online?
The
How
irony
dare
is
you.
that Newsweek itself would discontinue physical releases, and now is an entity that only exists online. Some predictions were from the famed futurist Ray Kurzweil. In
How
the late
dare
90s,
you.
he said that by 2020, we would be able to access the internet from anywhere at all, from any device, and most of these devices would be on our wrists. Granted, some people do that, but, you know, it's close enough. Remember, mobile data was, well, not
Whoa!
even at 3G by this point. It was at no speed. Other predictions surrounded just basic interfacing. I mean, the internet kinda looked bad. And a future where all devices had varying screen sizes and aspect ratios and resolutions. Well, this would be a nightmare. How do you scale
Yo,
this
that looks
to
ugly.
that?
What the?
One prediction I enjoyed reading is somebody speculating that web pages would one day be able to shift and reformat themselves based on mobile or desktop devices. Something that is at the core of, well, the modern internet. But for as seemingly mundane
Wow.
as a prediction like this would be, we also had some that went a little too far. The cloud. Now, yes, to be fair, the cloud exists, but let me explain. The idea of an internet-connected cloud has been around since the very birth of the internet, and some believe that by 2020 this would really take off. Not like today, not just from storage or streaming games or whatever. It was something far wackier. They envisioned the cloud not as a network of servers and computers far away, but everywhere. Every device would be a part of this larger cloud, and the computational power of every consumer electronics would contribute to everybody else. Basically, you could have the ability to access all the world's computational power from your phone. If this were to happen today, well, how do I put it? Say your PlayStation is a couple teraflops. Now, 1,000 teraflops is a petaflop, and 1,000 of those is an exaflop. And if this were to happen, we could draw from potentially dozens or hundreds of exaflops at any given time. Frankly, I don't even know what that would look like. So why didn't this happen? The obvious issue here is one that we know
That
very
is a
well
lot
of
of
because
flops.
of crypto mining. If you're doing something on a computer and it's trying
crypto.
to do something strenuous in the background, it's going to cause a lot of issues. It's going to get hot, it's going to rack up the electricity bill, and it'll slow down your device to a crawl. Now imagine this on a global scale and including mobile devices. Phones would drain battery insanely quickly. Computers would run at max clock speed even if they're just being idle. All because somebody across the globe is drawing power from your computer. Now it's possible there would be some setup where only a fraction of power would be drawn at a time. But even then, the amount of bandwidth to send that information constantly, that use a lot of
Jesus.
data. And I have to imagine overall internet speeds would suffer in tandem. Privacy-wise, this opens up even more issues. I mean, if every user has in some way access to everybody else's device, any crack in security would be far more catastrophic than the leaks we have
That's actually
today.
terrifying. What
And
the
so,
fuck?
yeah, this was wrong, but overall, the 90s predictions were mostly underwhelming. Things that we got fairly quickly, like distribution of media and video streaming. So many of these predictions came true that we just think of them as mundane parts of life. Books will be digital. You can get anything online. The idea that the internet would become all-consuming,
true.
an essential part of everybody's life, that just sounded far-fetched. And in this way, the internet finds itself as, well, one of the few elements of futurism that not only
Oh my god. Is that like email text? That's so funny.
Worked, but surpassed any and all expectations people had for it. It was the thing futurists claimed would change the world, and it did. But if anything, they undersold it.
Wow, cool. Cool, bro. Cool, bro.
Tonight, the Information Superhighway and one of its main thoroughfares.
The Information Superhighway in 1993.
Remember those early days of the internet when we called it the Information Superhighway? Back then, the internet was part of a new but growing trend.
What do President Clinton, conservative radio personality Rush Limbaugh, and rock star Billy Idol have in common? They've all got electronic mail addresses on computer systems linked.
CompuServe.com.
People still thought the internet would be able to do some really impossible things back then. I mean, VR streaming? That's just ridiculous.
Leah, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Yeah, VR streaming? Who? As if that could ever happen.
To the internet, a global hookup that permits computers to exchange information. In 1981, only 213 computers were hooked to the internet. As the new year begins, an estimate...
Whoa, wait,
My
the
oldest
internet?
email that I still use is from AOL.
AOL? They had internet in 1981? Holy shit.
2.5 million computers will be on the network, serving as many as 20 million
Mr. Idol? Oh my god! They just doxed him. They doxed him! They doxed his email address! Oh no! Do you think that's still his email address? Oh shit.
Almost 2001, and the technologies that bring us telephones, TV, and computers are merging.
5 years from now, we're not going to have distinct cable and telephone industries. There's going to be one industry, and there'll be companies carrying bits, little pieces of information from point A to point B.
Is that kind of true now? Oh shit. That is true now.
It made the University Research Network.
A promotional video put out 5 years ago by Apple Computer envisioned people talking to computer terminals and to one another through video phone links by the year 2010.
Oh shit.
Hi Mike, what's up?
It's already coming true. In Cerritos, California, video phone service is part of an experiment started by General Telephone and the local cable company.
Yo, look at that big ass camera!
Service is part of an experiment.
Look at that camera right there! Holy shit!
Started by General Telephone and the local cable company. There are also interactive TV channels where people order movies on demand.
Oh my god, streaming service.
Instead of driving to the local video store. High schoolers can get practice questions for the school.
Online school!
Scholastic aptitude test. These new services add about $10 a month to the average cable TV bill. George Lewis.
You have to pay?
Lewis, NBC News.
On
Los Angeles.
cable?
For any of our viewers who have access to internet, we invite your comments. The address for NBC Nightly News on internet is nightly@nbc.com. No spaces.
Now, almost all of our
No
NBC viewers
spaces.
have access to the internet. And we're all overloaded with more email than we can keep up with.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking
Wow.
on that button down here.
I'm learning all about the internet.
It spans the
Ooh,
globe
July
like a superhighway.
1993.
It is called Internet. The net to longtime users.
Internet is a whole group of networks.
The net is made up of some 12,000 individual computer networks. Internet began back in 1969. It was a tool of the Pentagon. But nowadays, just about anyone with a computer and a modem can join in, usually for a nominal fee.
When Carol Phillips wants to know what's going on in her community, she takes a walk to the computer.
Oh, Carol. I'm so glad Carol can take a walk to her computer to get all the knowings of her community.
In her family room. Critics say one danger is this could turn out to be an elitist system, one available only to people with a computer and a modem.
An elitist system.
Phillips connects to Cupertino, California's city-run network, CityNet.
An effort to harness the information
Oh shit, CityNet!
to allow the high-tech flow of facts and figures between government, business,
Yeah,
schools,
elite.
and citizens. Computers, databases, and consumer electronics designed to put vast amounts of information.
Elite internet users.
One of its greatest achievements appears to be as an aid in scientific research. By tapping into internet, a scientist can share knowledge with another scientist at lightning speed.
And thus widening the gap between the haves and the have-nots.
Internet keeps growing, adding users and services.
Promoting the information superhighway, Vice President Gore on Wednesday said he could foresee the day when a youngster just home from school, given a choice between Nintendo and the Encyclopedia Britannica, would choose to access the encyclopedia, if that is.
You were wrong. You were wrong, sir.
So, that might be a greater accomplishment than the technology.
Oh man, that keyboard looks so sick. That keyboard looks so good. I wish I had it. Yeah, that keyboard looks cool. Wish I had that keyboard.
That anyone in the world with a computer and a modem to connect it to a telephone line can subscribe to. There are over 20 million people connected up, and one person in particular I know is connected is the American President Bill Clinton. And I know that because I used this computer to write to him today, and I've already got a reply from the White House, and here it is. Right. Thank you for writing to President Clinton via electronic mail. The President is committed to integrating this dynamic medium into the White House.
The President!
And it goes on to give some details of his government's policy to encourage the building of information superhighways. Now, I can't electronically mail our Prime Minister, John Major, because he hasn't got a modem. And I can't find out what his government's policy on information superhighways is.
Why does he keep saying information superhighway?
Nothing beyond the usual thing of leaving it to market forces. But you can do more than just send messages on the internet. There's loads of useful information in here. You can get news, recipes, and I found this satellite weather map in there. And there are interactive services as well. This is a shopping centre, and here it says it's just off the information superhighway. That's its address. And inside there's a flower shop, and it shows me the picture of the flowers I can order and tells me how much they cost. Then all I have to do is type in the address I want them to go to, and of course I have to give them my credit card details to pay.
No, it's a scam!
Now,
Don't do
there's
it!
even some stuff about us in here.
No, it's a
Let me
scam!
just
Don't do
find
it!
that for
Don't
you.
do it! Don't
Because
put your information
just
in there!
put some details on the internet about tonight's programme and some pictures as well. It's all good fun. But what limits the potential of all this is that it's relatively slow. You can't play a video down this. And in fact, most of that stuff we've had to receive in advance. That's because copper telephone lines are really designed for people to talk down, not for computers. But with an information superhighway built with high-capacity fibre optic cables,
information
you're not
superhighway.
limited to shifting around text and the odd picture. You can send high-quality sound and video as well. So, when are we going to get all this then? At the moment, regulations restrict what services can be offered by phone companies, cable television operators, and so on. But in America, for any company who's prepared to invest...
Wait, so are you saying that in this is from 1994, so in 1994, did they not have internet, but USA had internet? Oh my God!
In an information superhighway, there's a new law which means they can transmit
We take the
anything they
net for
like on
granted
it.
now,
Video,
but a lot of people
music,
don't
telephone.
realize how huge a deal it actually is. We've never had this level of communication and connectivity at any point in human history, and it changed everything. You are quite literally watching
The transition from the old world to the new world take place as we speak. It's true! We're in the future!
Phones data the lot.
My mom tells me this all. I talk to my mom all the time. My mom's like, "Well, I remember when I was a kid, and we would make jokes saying that we were gonna talk to each other from the palm of our hands and blah 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 blah. And look at us now. We have iPhones."
As long as they let other people provide services
Most
on
people
it
in the
too.
U.S. didn't have
But
internet
it's
either,
not
but
just
it
a license to
originated there,
print
so
money.
more people had
The
it.
companies will also be compelled to connect every classroom and library free of charge, so society stands to benefit as well. Here in Britain, though, restrictions still apply. BT, for example, isn't allowed to do cable TV, but they're developing some interesting ideas to get what they can out of their existing copper phone lines.
Wait, they're not
like
allowed to
video
do
on
cable
demand.
TV over
We've
there?
got a setup here to show what they're aiming at. The idea is, from the comfort of your armchair, you'll choose whatever video you want, and it'll be played down your
Magazines? Ain't nobody reading no magazines anymore.
phone line to your own TV. It'll not just be movies, though. There'll be other TV programs too, like this travel program I've selected here. Now, the other thing is, because it's interactive as well, say I was wondering where he got his suit from, it'd not only tell me that, but I could even buy one here and now.
What?
The inevitable phone shopping option. Amani, fancy that. But this video on demand is a tricky thing to do without the extra capacity of the
Yeah, we can kind of do something like that, but not like that.
When the real thing's up and running down phone lines. But it could well
Hashtag
be
ad.
the first taste most of us will get of what'll come rolling down the information superhighway. It's
can't
ironic
wait.
that it'll come on old phone lines, but it could stay that way unless Britain develops its own vision of what sort of information superhighway it wants and how to get it.
Do not drink every time she says information superhighway. Please. You're going to get alcohol poisoning. Do not do that. You are going to die. The dark side of the 90s.
That little mark with the A and then the ring around it.
At?
See, that's what I said. Kay said she thought it was about.
Yeah. Oh.
The information superhighway.
She thought it was about. That's what I said.
Way can be a confusing mix of on-ramps and off-ramps.
The internet starts as a military communication
I
network
wrote.
in the 60s and spends the next 20 years being further developed in university computers
Guys, we're going to the chat rooms. Let's
science
go.
labs. But it was the creation of the World Wide Web in 1990, a series of web pages connected by hyperlinks that made the internet become something that the average person can use.
Not the
Your
chat
link to
rooms.
literature.
How many people used to go into those fucking chat rooms and lie?
The arts.
About
the world
crazy
at your
ass shit.
fingertips.
The free transfer of information in as accessible a way as possible. We're going to make it so that anybody can access anything from anywhere. I was like, well, that's kind of a cool idea.
And who better to latch onto a cool new idea than baby
Why is it always Bill Clinton?
boomers Bill Clinton and Al Gore?
And Al Gore.
When they get
It's always them.
elected in 1993, the World Wide Web is at the center of their proposed tech-based economy.
Eisenhower had built the interstate highway system. Well, Clinton and Gore were going to bring in
Oh
the
shit,
age of the
information superhighway.
Clinton makes good on his promise, but he gets some much-needed help from a company that builds an on-ramp to this new digital future.
Netscape.
The company is founded in 1994 by Mark Andreessen,
Netscape,
a 23-year-old
Netscape,
computer
Netscape.
science grad from the University of
Netscape
Illinois, and Jim
Navigator.
Clark, an established Silicon Valley entrepreneur.
Silicon Valley.
Jim Clark became convinced in talking to Mark that the internet space was wide open for the taking. Yeah, this thing that
Whoa,
was
look
right
at
now
that
being
keyboard.
used for scientific
Whoa, look at
purposes
that keyboard.
could potentially be used for commercial purposes. He could envision that we might want to sell things. He
Oh
could
shit, I want to buy a shopping cart online.
envision that it could be used for, widespread communication.
In the early 90s, the web is slow and hard to navigate. It's the domain of academics and computer geeks. But Clark and Andreessen have a vision. to make the web accessible to everyone.
We ended up sort of in the middle of the night starting this project. What we were trying to do was put sort of a human face on the internet.
True to its namesake, the browser is a navigator to the web, making surfing as easy as point and click.
Netscape Navigator was the
Netscape
first
Navigator.
commercial version
Netscape
of a
Navigator.
web browser that spawned Apple Safari. It
I did
spawned
not
Google
return the
Chrome.
shopping cart. I
All of a
kept
sudden,
it.
the
I
power
took
of
it
the
home
internet
with
that had
me.
been there for years was available to everybody in an easy way, point and click, the universal language.
Click
Netscape was foundational. This wasn't just a
GeoCities.
nice to have. Having the browser was
Angel
absolutely
Fire.
essential to internet commerce,
Whoa.
for entertainment, for
And the
communication,
phone box.
all these things.
Whoa,
With
see you
Netscape
soon.
recruiting employees fresh out of college, traditional workplace culture of tech giants like IBM
Runescape.
is getting replaced. Geeks run this startup, and they write the rules as they...
Why you have to say geeks? Why you have to say that, huh? Why you have to say the word geeks? What the fuck? These are just normal men. We're just normal men. We're just normal men. You know what's funny? They used to be like, geeks and nerds run the internet. It's like, bitch, the same internet that you're using right now, you son of a fucking bitch. Say thank you. Say thank you, son of a bitch. Say thank you, you little piece of shit. Say thank you. Say thank you, fucking cockahead. Say thank you, fucking cockahead. Thank you. Thank you for the internet. Thank you, you little shithead. What are you doing now? Jerking off. Searching porn. And your underwear. Unemployed. Who's the geek now? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Going into a frat house that has an adult living there. And that adult is Jim Clark. And Jim Clark is trying to help a bunch of young college boys figure out that they're now doing something.
Oh shit, he's helping college boys.
That has to be
Holy
ready for
shit.
business.
One of the engineers I worked with brought in a remote control
just
car
normal
and
men.
attached a very early remote camera on it. Didn't work very well.
Oh shit, the first drone!
We had little traditions like saving our cans and building things out of them. We had a massive rubber ball fight.
What
We
the
really
fuck?
kind of made it a space that we enjoyed being
Holy shit, I want to work there. What the hell? Playing with balls?
in.
There was a lot of silliness going
There
on.
was a
but
lot of
also
playing
lot
with
of hard work.
balls.
Netscape, people got into work and maybe didn't go home that night. Maybe
Oh
worked all the
no,
way
never
through the
mind.
night.
I don't want to play with balls.
Couch, little mattress under there I can sleep in.
Work became the life, and that was sort of the only life you had. That tied into that concept of
Never
sort
mind,
of
no more
manic
balls.
Innovation.
Whoa, look at that keyboard!
What's your doctor say, Tara?
My doctor said, interestingly enough, that I work too much.
The web's ruled by the under 30 set. In 94, 30-year-old Jeff Bezos creates Amazon out of his garage.
Oh my god, 30-year-old Jeff Bezos
In 94,
created
30-year-old Jeff
Amazon.
Bezos
Of the new Animaniacs that showed a number that someone called, and the person called a sex hotline.
What the heck? Huh?
creates Amazon out of his garage. The same year, Yahoo, a searchable web directory, is launched by 20-somethings Jerry Yang and David Filo.
Yahoo had an exclamation point at the end of its name. Like, it was Yahoo exclamation.
What the fuck is she complaining about? Yahoo had an exclamation point at the end. Like, what? Yahoo exclamation point? Like, what the fuck?
Exclamation point. Like, that was the way you had to print it in the newspaper. So this playfulness with the front men, kind of these young geeky types that clearly weren't the popular jocks in high school.
Exclamation.
We were trying to get him into
Are they talking about
so this
fucking
playfulness with the front men, kind of these young geeky types that
Why? Oh my god, I hate that. I hate that whole like, oh yeah, these geeky types. What the? These are just normal dudes, man. These are just normal men. Nowadays, these men would not be considered geeks. These are just normal professions that people are in. You're telling me I have to write shit with punctuation? Preposterous. What a fucking geek.
that clearly weren't the popular jocks in high school. We were trying.
It's obvious. It's obvious you're not popular. Use an exclamation mark in your address, in your web address.
to get him into long pants. And I have threatened, I don't know how many times.
Mark represented sort of this is what's coming. You know, it's not this polished, suit and tie kind of thing.
Andreessen's rise from geeky undergraduate to tech rock star is...
Oh my god!
Kind of thing.
Why is he so close? Holy shit! Why is he so close with the camera? Oh my god! He's like, let me get open that nose. Smile.
Andreessen's rise from geeky undergraduate
It's so
to tech rock
close!
star is whispered about in Silicon Valley. But a story
Yeah,
goes
man,
mainstream
the
when he
zoom
lands
lens
the
were so
cover of
bad
Time
back
magazine.
A year into Netscape Time magazine, saw how exciting all of this was and how perfect of a face Mark Andreessen was. Young and nerdy, perfect for the moment. So they came up with this idea of putting him on a throne, kind of looking like a guy who just came out of college. And he had no shoes on. He was evidently the first person to appear on a cover of Time magazine with bare feet.
Oh my god! Feet! Feet started from the internet, from Netscape! Netscape started feet! Bare feet on a magazine cover? Whoa. Dude. Crazy. Ooh!
Millions of Americans own a personal computer. If you're one of them, you can now
It's
glimpse
this
the
guy!
future with nothing more than a modem, a phone,
Yo, what the fuck?
computer. If you're one of them, you can now glimpse the future.
That's how
with
websites
nothing
used
more- She said she thought it was about.
Yeah. Oh.
But I'd never heard it.
Around
I'd never
or
heard it
about-
said. I'd always
about-
seen the mark, but never heard
Yeah.
it said. And then it sounded stupid when I said it. Violence at NBC.
Just what is this main artery?
Why the fuck would you name your email address Violence? Violence at NBC.com.
Of the information superhighway.
Every business, no matter how large, and no matter how small, will be on the internet in the year 2000. It's the primary way that people will look up information. It will replace the yellow pages as we know it today.
Are a lot of people just getting on to the internet because they feel that they have to get onto the playing field, so to speak?
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
There it is. Violence at NBC, GE.com. I mean...
Well, Allison should know. What do you
is
say to that,
internet
Allison?
anyway?
Internet is that
massive computer
right,
network.
the one that's becoming really big now.
What do you mean? That's big. Wait, how does one? What do you write to it like mail?
No, a lot of people use it and communicate. I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what internet is?
No, she can't say anything in 10 seconds or less.
Oh my god!
I'm afraid that if I subscribed to something like internet,
You would really be hooked.
I would get hooked and I would never, spend time with my family.
Uh-oh. Well. Oof. At least she was honest, bro. She was real and she was honest. She knew. She knew what was to come. She knew what was to come.
Does it bother you at all that these are all people that you don't really know? I mean, everybody.
Oh my god. The amount of people, the amount of the older generation in my life that tells me this, it's like, it's so annoying.
Signing on and having these
They don't tell me this anymore, but I remember, especially when I was explaining to my mom about what I do, my mom was like, doesn't it bother you that strangers are watching? I'm like, no.
Conversations and whining together or griping together or whatever. With people that, I don't know if I...
It is group therapy of the 90s.
Well, as I mentioned, I have no desire to be a part of the internet because I feel like I'm so inundated with information all the time.
Well, guess what? You're in luck. You're going to be more inundated with information all the time because now you can't escape the internet.
That I don't want more. Don't you ever feel like it's just constant bombardment?
I don't know. I guess the thing I'd resent.
Right, thank you for the gifted subs.
At least when you're home, if the phone rings, you have the option of not answering it. On the internet, people can send you messages all the time you don't even want to hear from.
Okay, do the same thing that you do with your phone on the internet. Don't fucking answer. Imagine responding to a DM. Couldn't be me.
Here's a fun thought before I head to work. To all my millennials out there, we are the last generation born on this earth to have known a world before the internet. Have a good day, Mousy.
Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day. Oh, you have a good day.
You know,
shit.
Bill, there's something that I really love about the Windows 95. It's really cool, and it comes up right here.
The
And
Windows
okay,
95.
Okay, now look there, the flying toasters. Look, see, they're toasters and they're flying, and then here comes the Brandon. It got looking and gobbling up.
Let me show you something.
Yeah, okay.
Here.
What?
Okay.
Huh? Wow, cool.
Damn.
Make that fly. Let me see that thing fly. Wow. What did you think of that quiz machine? Very impressive piece of equipment until it exploded, wasn't it?
I've seen better.
Now.
Damn.
Now, at Microsoft, I have a feeling that you guys must have a vast research and development department. New ideas come across your desk every minute of every day, don't they, pretty much?
Almost.
Yeah. So now, if something like the quiz machine failed, what would you do? What course of action would you take?
I'd recall it.
Recall it? But wouldn't you fire a lot of people first?
No.
No! I have like a million things to ask you. First
That's
of all,
the guy who made Xbox.
Describe for us, succinctly, what it is that you did better and first that put you where you are today. What was the core of this? What was the seed? What is
Step
the essence
one,
of Microsoft?
I learned celebrity
When and how did
bullshit
that
against
happen?
my will.
Okay.
Step two,
I think there's
I
a
learned
lot of
celebrity
elements
bullshit
that
against
go
my
into it.
will.
Vision
Step
of
three,
what's
I'm losing it, boys. Yeah.
software
What was
could
the
do.
vision? What was your vision?
Well, a computer on every desk and in every home.
Right. I don't have one
Oh,
on my
a
home
computer
or in
for
my desk.
everybody.
Vice versa. But there was more to it than just that vision. You must have known, how early did you realize you knew something that could be exploited and to this extreme?
Well, there were a small group of people who saw what this chip could do as it became more powerful. And we sort of felt like a special group because we were all working on it. And we thought someday these big computer companies are going to have a huge problem, and this thing is going to reach out to the entire world. But every year we just kept hiring more people working on it. It's been 20 years since we started it, and we're not really to the full realization of that vision even today.
Yeah. But this came to you more or less when you were in high school. You were so far ahead of people in your high school class with knowledge of computers that the school hired you, didn't they?
That's right. I did the school scheduling. It was a
Wow.
very nice position to be in.
He's a wizard.
And how did you make that work to your advantage?
Well, we had 80% boys and 20% girls.
Right.
But in my classes, they were all girls.
Just you, because you worked the schedule into the. There you go. Why?
Oh my
Why
God.
don't I have a computer?
What
We need to find an application for you. Part of your problem is you have too many assistants.
Uh-huh.
They're
Well, I like having assistants.
Well, they're like human computers. They're doing everything for you.
Right.
Maybe you should let them have computers, but
I think some of them do. I certainly haven't met all of them, but I think some of them do.
Oh my God.
But I think about this, and what about this internet thing? Do you know anything about that?
sure.
What the hell is that exactly?
Well, it's become a place where people are publishing information.
Right.
So everybody can have their own homepage. Companies are there. The latest information. It's wild what's going on. You can send
my own
electronic mail to
homepage.
people. It is the big new thing.
Yeah, but it's easy to criticize something you don't fully understand, which is my position here.
Go ahead.
But I can remember a couple of months ago, there was like a big breakthrough announcement that on the internet or on some computer deal, they were going to broadcast
Ironmouse
a
homepage.
baseball game. You could listen to a baseball game on your computer. And I just...
Imagine watching sports on your computer. Whoa, what a concept. Ooh.
thought to myself, does radio ring a bell? You know what I mean? It's just...
There's a
Oh,
difference.
listening. Oh,
There's a difference.
Jesus.
It's not a huge difference.
What is the difference?
But you can listen to the baseball game whenever you want.
All right.
Too.
Oh, I see. So it's stored in one of your memory deals, and then you can come
That's
back
the
a year
RAM
later.
thing you talked about earlier.
Yeah. Do tape recorders ring a bell? Yeah, I just don't know. What can you, just knowing me the little you know me now, what am I missing here? What do I need?
Well, if you want to learn about the latest cigars or auto racing statistics.
Well, you know, I've got that covered. I subscribe to 2 British magazines devoted entirely to motorsports, and I call the Quaker State Speed Line about 2 times a half hour. So now, would the computer give me more than I'm getting that way?
Well, you can find other people who have the same unusual interests you do, and
You mean the troubled loner chat room on the internet?
Absolutely.
I think one day I'll get one of these deals, but I've played with them, and then you type it in, and then you get that thing, that little arrow. Is that the arrow you move?
Bet.
And then it's just, it's like, oh, I get it. It's an eye test. What are we?
Troubled loners.
About your house. Are you in your new house yet?
No, I'm still building that. I'm hoping to move in by the end of '96.
Is it just like the coolest house of all time?
For me, it's the coolest
That's
house of
us,
all time.
guys.
What
Troubled
are the things
loners.
you've designed for the house that really you're very excited about?
Well, I've got
I don't care. I just wanted to hear him talk about the internet. I don't care about the rest of the stuff. I don't care about his house. Whoa. Wait, we gotta watch this one.
As hard as she tries, staying away is nearly impossible.
Oops.
This woman, who we'll call Jamie, is an addict. Her drug of choice, the internet.
That's all of us right now!
Mailman's been here.
The first thing I do when I come home from wherever I am is get on the computer, no matter what.
She's not alone.
Why did they make it seem like it's... They're like, oh no, she's on the computer. Also, why the fuck is her monitor so high up? Holy shit.
On the computer, no matter what.
That is not comfortable at all. Why is your monitor all the way up there? What's happening? Jesus Christ, the neck issues.
She's not alone. At any given time, 35 million Americans can sign on to the net.
Oh my God, 35 million Americans are addicted to the internet. We have to call the police.
According to experts, 150,000 of them are addicts.
You've got mail.
Oh, only 150,000 are addicts. Never mind, just kidding.
The average user logs on 7 hours a week, but for some, surfing
Bro, I never leave. I did a sub-time. I never leave the internet.
surfing the net can be habit forming.
The computer, for me, is like alcohol for an alcoholic. Alcohol makes them feel that they can be somebody they're not. More friendly, more outgoing, more vivacious. I get quite a bit of mail.
In chat rooms throughout cyberspace, it's cozy and very safe.
People get
It's cozy and very safe. What chat rooms was she going into? Damn, what the hell?
tongue-tied in person, and I don't get finger-tied.
Jamie lives with a roommate and a variety of pets. She's on
It is safe for
disability,
the
so she is
IRL.
home and often spends up to 30 hours a week on the computer.
I've jeopardized friendships.
Oh man, how times have changed, bro. 30 hours a week is nothing. That's nothing. Also, yeah, you don't really jeopardize friendships anymore being online. All your friends are fucking online. Everybody's online now.
I forget to feed the animals. You know, if there's something I don't like to do that I need to do, I'll
Okay, that's the problem.
go on the computer. And that's my excuse.
Do you easily lose track of time when you're online? Have you lost interest in other activities?
These questions are all part of a survey conducted by Dr. Kimberly Young at the University of Pittsburgh's Bradford
Service for online addiction? Oh my God, she's an online addict doctor.
Pennsylvania campus.
Our mother is addicted to chat rooms, and it is causing the breakup of our family. The thing that makes an addiction is really...
Why is every... Oh my God, the fact that everybody puts their monitors up and you have to like look up at the... Oh my God. My fucking neck, bros.
And it is causing the breakup of our family. The thing that makes an addiction is really these vices that go out of control, that cannot be stopped. They gotta turn it on. They gotta check their email. They gotta have their fix.
Like other addictions, surfing the internet can take control of people's lives. In some cases, totally destroys them.
Can you believe
You can also die from taking over their lives, destroying their lives, and killing them.
possible these days?
People have tried to go into counseling for this, and the treatment isn't
Help,
just,
what do you know about homework?
Going cold turkey, but finding a happy medium and balancing the internet with the rest of their lives.
If not, then as the internet grows, so will the number of addicts.
Attention, attention. This is an America Online alert. You have been on too long. You must disconnect. You are addicted.
What?
Not, then as the internet grows, so will the number of addicts.
Attention, attention. This is an America Online alert. You have been on too long. You must disconnect. You are addicted.
I think the best part is that this is like an archive of an older report, and then at the end it's like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.